Okay, it's freezing out here. I'm in a t-shirt and I'm just trying to do this video blog without freezing my butt off. My name is Adam Daniel Mezei, your PMD, producer of marketing and distribution, PMDforhire.com. So one of the interesting things that came out of the Film Courage radio show on Sunday the 21st was something that John Reese had mentioned about people expressing the fact that they don't really need PMDs because the stuff that their existing crew positions are doing is similar to what PMDs can do, and so therefore statements that John's heard when he goes on consulting missions go along the lines of like, what the hell do I need a PMD for? I mean, like, why do I need the extra expense? Well, here's why you need the extra expense. And this is not some kind of a shill, again, for my services or for any other PMD services. Man, it's freezing. The basic bottom line is this. Who wouldn't want an extra personnel on board, tasked exclusively with the responsibility for doing some of the following things? For instance, coordinating all of your live event strategies. Live events being things like four-walling, where you rent a cinema or a filmic venue for an evening and you conduct a very special live event that involves your film, a Q&A, possibly some other live performance events, selling merchandise, and maybe some cross-partnerships where you bring in some premier sponsors and such. Another thing PMDs will do, they blog incessantly and comment incessantly about your film. Every day is a full court blitz of social media awareness and spread. Another thing that PMDs do, they call up all of your distributors, be they in the US or internationally, and they chase down outstanding earnings. They chase down checks that are accounts receivable. They get that stuff. They make sure that stuff is on top of. Your existing personnel, maybe they do that, perhaps they don't. But they don't have an interest necessarily in your film. They wouldn't have as much of a vested interest as your PMD would, who again, as I've said, is tasked exclusively with that responsibility. Another thing your PMD can do, they can wrangle down all of your PR, your media, all of your media appearances, anything promotionally connected to your film, what we call the marketing aspect. They could run interference for you. They could pick up phone calls. They could even conduct your behind-the-scenes bonus features for your DVD strategy. There's a lot of things your PMD does. So what do you need the extra expense, people are saying? Why should I spend the few extra of whatever it is that you're paying your PMD? Why should I incur a line item for that? Why should a PMD person be... Oh, it's cold, sorry. Oh, why should a PMD be an above-the-line person? Well, the question is a very valid one, but the answer is as follows. You spent this much money on your film. You spent this much money to develop it, to produce it, to post-produce it, and to get it out into the marketplace. And you're asking me a question, why PMDs should be an expense item? I don't get the value proposition. You're not going to spend, even if it were a few $100s on your PMD every month to make sure that that person does everything that you need them to do exclusively? Is that a business mind? In other words, you're going to scrimp and try to do all that yourself in addition to managing your film, managing your talent, preparing perhaps for your next film, or running your day job if your filmmaking is not your full-time occupation. It doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you want to pay somebody who would be happy that you're paying them and who would be happy about the fact that their job is only to work on your particular film's marketing and distribution? That's their only job, the PMD. They have no other job but to work on your film. They are embedded. So in answer to your question, don't be so hostile. You don't want a PMD? Don't hire one. You don't think your film needs a PMD's treatment? Don't hire one. But you could sure use one. Even if you didn't want to pay for one, think about how much you could use one. So then work from that point onward and then justify the expense. And if you break it down by the day, PMD is not that much more expensive. I bet you'd be spending more on coffee expenses for yourself and whoever you take out to entertain, to persuade, or possibly finance your next venture. Think about it. So that was a question by John Reese on the Film Courage radio show. Go to filmcourage.com, click on radio, and you can listen to that particular episode. My goodness, it is so cold. This is Toronto. My name is Adam Daniel Mezei, and I brought my coffee, which I didn't sip yet. Today we're going Mayan. Look out later this week for what's coming on this cup. Wishing you the very best of things.